part of the tree that withers is the part that has not taken or tapped into the nutrients of Jesus. Hi guys, and welcome to Spontaneous Godversation. My name is Eunice and I am the yielded vessel on this channel. If this is your first time of being here, welcome. Where have you been? If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being here and for sticking with me. Today we are going to be talking about our Experiencing God class, and we are going to be starting the first unit, which is Unit 1. But before I go into that, I just want to ask a question that I think the Spirit of God is asking me to start doing in the course of the video. And that question is, how is your heart? I would allow you to take a few minutes to pause this video and have an honest conversation with how you are really feeling. And I hope that you're able to be honest with your Father and tell him how it's really doing you. Let's take a moment. Alright, welcome back guys. I would answer the question for myself. My heart is in a good place. I am excited because I'm actually starting to talk to you about this class and this work program, and I'm just really excited. I also have fantastic news to share. I have officially finished my class, so I'm a graduate of the Experiencing God course. I'm super excited. I'm going to share just a picture of my last class with my big aunties who were also in the class with me. So Unit 1 says God's will and your life. I'm going to paint a very pictorial picture of what the essence of Unit 1 was really trying to say to us. And I'm going to be starting by the memory verse, which is taken from John 15 verse 5. And it says that I am the vine, and the I am here is Jesus. He says, I am the vine, you are the branches. If you abide in me and I abide in you, you will bear much fruit. For without me, you can do nothing. And the pictorial example what I want to paint for you is, imagine a tree and imagine the branches of the tree. Now there are parts of a tree that we see that will wither and will have a weird color. And when that happens, the tree or the branch, falls off from the tree. Now the parts of the tree that blossoms and flourishes the most are the parts that are tapping the nutrients from that tree. And so paint a picture of Jesus as our tree and all of us as the branches. Any part of the tree that withers is the part that has not taken or tapped into the nutrients of Jesus. And so what Unit 1 was really trying to say to us, I'm going to break down the model in the part of how it came to me. What Unit 1 was really trying to say to us is, you cannot understand God's will if you do not actively pursue a relationship with Him. You cannot know what God is doing around you if you don't know the person of Jesus. You cannot truly experience a blossoming relationship if you are not allowing yourself to be vulnerable enough to experience Him. Now there were 5 parts of the Unit 1, and the first module says Jesus is your way. Jesus is our way. But how can somebody be your way if you don't really know the person? How do you really know what direction to take if you're not nurturing a relationship with that person? The second part says that Jesus is the map. Jesus is the map simply buttresses the point that we never really know the full picture of our life unless we completely yield to Him and we follow Him one day at a time. Now, and so Jesus cannot be your way. Jesus cannot be your map if you do not have a personal relationship with Him. The third thing says that Jesus is our model. Jesus is our ultimate guide. He's the one that truly exemplifies what it means to be a Christian, to be Christ-like. The fourth and fifth module of the Unit 1 says that teaches us how to really be servants. And servants can only be good servants when they actually yield themselves to the Master. Now I'm going to share 10 points that Unit 1 taught us. Number 1, the Bible is God-centered. And so if you truly want to know who God is, you need to spend time with His Word. That is where He truly shows who his very being is. Number 2 says, God has assigned the Holy Spirit to be our teacher. Now, the only way that we can really experience God on earth in a way that is personal and very real and love-driven is that we yield ourselves to him through the help of the Holy Spirit. The third point says that to know God, you have to experience him. I would like to point here and say that Jesus is an experience. Jesus is an encounter to be encountered daily. There is no in-between with that. If you want to truly have a flourishing relationship with your partner, then you have to commit to be intentional about the relationship. And so it is with God. If you want to truly experience a real relationship with Christ, then you have to spend time getting to know him. The fourth thing says that there is a DNA in every believer to know and do the will of God. There is, when we say things like, I had this inner knowing, I had this prompting, or I had this gut feeling. It is really the DNA of God in us, because the Spirit of God truly is powerful to tell us and to teach us how to discern things. And so that prompting can be sharpened by the help of the Holy Spirit. Now, the fifth thing says that when you get your life God-oriented, you begin to see how God had an agenda that you knew nothing about. There is always a bigger purpose to every experience that we have as children of God. And what that agenda is that it pushes and it speaks about the purpose and the glory of God. Every time that we completely yield to the end of what God is teaching us through a season, at the end of it, it always brings him glory. And it also shows you how beautiful it is to yield to him. Now, the sixth thing says, God's goal is to conform us to the image of his Son. Often when we go through seasons in life, it is always that it is teaching us, it is showing us what it means to really be Christ-like. It is doing a work in us that brings us to a place of being Christ-like. Now, the seventh thing says, and it is the first reality that we taught last week, it says that God is always at work around us. The eighth thing says you need to see where he is and join him. And so I'm going to go back again to the memory verse, and it says that I am the vine, you are the branches. If you abide in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. If you know and you discern what God is doing around you, you will truly know how to join him in his work. The ninth thing says that the master doesn't have the agenda. The master does. And so how are you yielding yourself and recognizing what the master is asking you to do? The final thing, and that is really what this unit buttresses on, it says that the real question isn't what can I do for you, Lord? The question is, what are you doing, Lord? The real prayer is not what is your purpose for my life. The real prayer is, what is your purpose ultimately, and how can I be a part of that? Now, Unit 1 really breaks down what it means to truly live your life through the lens of Christ. It really shows you what God's ultimate purpose is, and it is that ultimately we are chasing and pursuing and nurturing a personal relationship with him that is real and authentic. And in so doing, he births his purpose and his ultimate agenda for us through us. And so when we are yearning for God's will, I hope that we remember to chase after what he is doing and his ultimate plan, and in so doing we recognize how he wants us to be a part of it. And being a part of it sometimes will mean that you are going to make major adjustments in your life to chase after his will. And it's never convenient, but then again, because the Spirit of God is at work in us, he makes it easy for us. I really hope that Unit 1 was clear enough for you. I hope that you're able to learn something and you're able to really know what it means to have a genuine relationship with Christ. I just want to put out a disclaimer here at the end of this video to say that Jesus is vulnerable. Experiencing him is being vulnerable. There were times in the Bible where he cried out to God in pain and told God how he really felt. And so you cannot truly nurture a relationship with him if you are not ready to bring down your walls and be fully honest with him. That is why at the beginning of this video I said to you to ask yourself, how is your heart, and have an honest conversation with Christ, because we cannot experience him without being our complete full selves. I hope that this was a blessing to you as it was to me. Thank you so much for watching this video up to this point. I can't wait to see you in the next unit. God bless you.